Hello and welcome to day one of this program. Today's mindset activity is going to be all about your imagination. Your imagination is incredibly, hugely powerful, but we don't always use it in positive ways. We often use our imagination in negative, unfortunately, ways. And this isn't a great way of using a gift that we've been given. One of the things that works against us in some ways is that we have what psychologists call cognitive biases. And one of them is called a negativity bias. And this has been handed down from our ancestors so many years ago when we were living in a very different environment and where everything was potentially a hazard or maybe something trying to kill us. Then we learn to expect the worst. However, our environment is very different now. We're no longer in those dangerous situations that our ancestors used to be in. However, we still have that programming, that evolutionary mindset that we expect the worst. So that's a pre-programmed evolutionary direction that our thinking takes. However, we don't need to follow that kind of thinking anymore. And so rather than go down that route of negativity, we can actually use our imagination in positive, directed ways. And we actually have a template for how this works already. So everything that is being created in this world was imagined first. So this phone that I'm recording this video on, the house that I'm standing in right now, the TV next to me, the picture frames on the back wall, everything around us that somebody imagined what they were going to be like first. So we can use this template because that has shown us that imagination, if we use our imagination in a positive directed way, then that's what creates our reality. So the phone that's recording this video, that somebody thought of, wouldn't it be great to have a small device that could manage all these functions and be like a computer, but be completely mobile and connect wirelessly and everything else. And so they use their imagination to then work backwards and create what came to be the smartphones and the devices that we use now. So we already have a template in place for how we use our imagination and turn it into a positive reality. So we can use this template for yourself. So you don't need to wait to be a faster, stronger, more powerful, whatever the description is that you're waiting for. You don't need to wait to have that happen. You can actually imagine you're already there. And that's using our imagination in a very powerful, positive way. So you can imagine the runner that you want to be. An important part of this process is that we need to fill in all the details that go up to make whatever the runner is that you want to be, whether it's faster, stronger, more powerful, more endurance, whatever it is, you can fill in all those details to make it reality. So the kind of details you can use are things like, what are you wearing? Who are you with? What are you seeing? What's the terrain like around you? What's the countryside like around you? Are there mountains? Are there trees? Is there a beach? Is there wildlife? Is there woodland? Whatever it is. But we can also use all of our senses. So we can also, what are you hearing? What are you maybe tasting? And what are you smelling? And then another important part of this is the emotions that you feel while you're going through this process. So what's happening in your heart? And using your imagination in this way prepares your body. Your body actually reacts in the same way, whether you're imagining something or whether it's actually reality, that you're actually doing it. This creates expectations and predictions that have a strong influence on our experiences and behavior. So it really sets us up in a positive way for positive results. So your activity today is to imagine that you are running the Zion Half Marathon. I know we're a few weeks away yet, so but it's a really great idea to think about what it is that you want to do for your race. How is it you want to be? How is it you want to feel? How is it you want to move? How is it you want to look? All of these things are possible in terms of your imagination before you get to the race. It's just like rehearsal. With every mindset activity that we're going to do during this program, we're going to be starting by getting relaxed, and we'll do a short meditation for each activity session. So the first thing is to make sure you're in a situation where you know you're not going to be disturbed, and make sure your phone ring is turned off, and yeah, make it somewhere private so that you're not going to be interrupted. Now, there are times during the meditation and through this activity that I will go quiet. So don't worry about that. I'll be coming back. I'm going to come back and return and keep you engaged. I'll guide you through this process. So just listen out for my voice again when I do go quiet. So once you're comfortable, you're in a situation that you know you're not going to be disturbed, then what I'd like you to do is to start by taking 3 big deep breaths. And before you do, then a number of people have asked me, is there any significance about the number of breaths we take? And the answer is no. Part of the reason I say that to use 3 deep breaths is that kind of focuses a little bit more than just 1. So we'll take 3 big deep breaths now. And then I'd like you to return your focus to your breathing, but just let your breathing return to normal. And as you do that, then also just let your eyes gently close. And as you do that, then just notice that your body feels a little bit heavier as you just relax into the chair or the floor or the bed or wherever you are. And then I'd like you to start counting your breathing. So count each in-breath as 1, each out-breath as 1, and count up to 10, and then start over again. And cycle through this like 4 or 5 times. And this is going to really help you to get really relaxed. And now bring into your imagination the Zion Half Marathon. So use all your senses here. So what are you seeing? Who else are you with? What are you hearing? What are the noises around you? And then what do you feel against your skin? Maybe a breeze on your face, maybe the sun. And then, do you have any taste in your mouth? Maybe, what was the last thing you drank or ate? And then lastly, what is it you're smelling? What are the smells around you? And just create this race, your race experience, just create it in every detail, in your imagination. Remember, this is your race. You're following a course that somebody else has set for you. The time was set by somebody else for you. And the weather was determined by somebody else as well. But this is your race. And then, how are you feeling emotionally? So how is your heart feeling? Do you feel really happy? Do you feel really joyful? Do you feel energized? Do you feel enthusiastic? If you've seen videos or pictures of the race to prepare you, or to, when you made the decision in terms of registering, then use that information as well. And just bring that into your imagination now. Notice how confident you feel, how energized you feel. Notice that you're moving smoothly and powerfully. This is your race, just the way you wish it. See yourself feeling happy, full of joy. This is a wonderful race experience. The volunteers at the aid stations are super happy. They're really pleased to see you. And they send you on your way, and you carry on feeling really good about yourself and this race. And now you're approaching the finish line. From a distance, you've been able to hear the music and the announcer's voice. And as you get nearer and nearer, then this gets louder. And you turn a corner and you can see the finish. It's beckoning. It's ahead of you. You feel strong. And you run in hard, strongly. And as you cross the line, you put your arms in the air. And you feel fantastic. You just completed the Zion Half Marathon. Congratulations. Just give yourself a moment or two to just bask in that afterglow. How great this feels. And now we're going to bring you back to the present. So we're going to start with 3 big deep breaths again. And then whenever you're ready, gently open your eyes and take a stretch and just bring yourself back into the room or wherever you are. So congratulations on completing the first activity. And remember to make any notes in a notebook or journal in terms of anything that popped out in terms of your imagination in this race. So remember any highlights, anything that popped out, and get them noted down. And then you can refer back to them again at some point in the future. Okay, congratulations, and look out for the next email and video coming your way for day 2. And really hope you had a good experience and enjoyed that race, and look forward to seeing you for day 2.